Hey guys, Scott and Nate from Play Your Court. Today we're going to show you why you're getting beat by the lob. All right guys, today we're talking about the dreaded lob, and to be clear, this video is for players with a Play Your Court rating of 50 to 80. If you're not in our community or familiar with our rating system, this is the equivalent of about a USTA 3.0 to a 4.5. So Nate, correct me if I'm wrong here, but for me, and a lot of the students that I coach, the number one mistake I see and why players are getting beat by the lob is they're just not paying attention to what's on the other side of the net, right? It happens in singles, it happens in doubles. I see so many players rush the net, expecting to get this great volley, and then they get beat by the lob, and they're just not paying attention to what's happening on the other side of the net. I'll be sitting on the sideline watching a match knowing, oh man, he's getting ready to get lobbed, and my students, crashing the net. So let's address this today. I mean, is this something you see when you coach as well?
I mean, the lob out there from 3-0 to 4-0, especially in doubles, is the biggest weapon that people are using. And in singles as well, I see more dink 'em and dunk 'em strategies where somebody's drop shotting and lobbing, putting away the overhead, and it's just a failure to recognize the visual cues and the anticipation along with that. And therefore, we're just getting beat by the lob.
For sure.
So let's help them today, huh?
Yeah, for sure. And I think step one here is just really acknowledging the obvious. Nate, if you were watching me as a rec player, pull my racket back like this, am I going to drive past you or am I going to lob you?
The racket face being open, guys, is the first cue that's telling me that I'm getting lobbed.
Right. And I think it's the obvious cue that most of us miss. You do damage, again, singles, doubles, doesn't matter. If you hit a big ball and you're coming into the net behind it and you see your opponent in a defensive stance and that racket face open up and it looks like they've got kind of a volley grip, we know a lob is coming, so don't crash the net quite so tight. Now, alternatively, Nate, if I pull my racket back and it looks like I'm getting ready to take a big swing at the ball with my weight into the court, we know drive.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So same situation here, guys. If you hit a ball in and you see your opponent, pretty comfortable with their feet and they're winding up, they're probably going to drive. We would actually recommend you closing that a little tighter because you're not in danger of the lob. And I think there's one example here that maybe confuses people, the topspin lob. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you would see visually, Nate, if a topspin lob is coming and how to be wary of this? Because I know a lot of the players I coach, this is what they're freaked out about. They're like, I try this, but then, they pull back and they beat me with the topspin lob.
Right, yeah. So forehand or backhand, the big thing that we're looking for is that somebody is giving court up. Think about this, you're attacking them and they're giving the court up, meaning they're moving backwards. So what does that tell you? If they're gonna try to pass you, they're giving you more reaction time by backing up and going for the pass. So that doesn't make sense at all, right? So what are we seeing? We're going to see someone moving away from the ball, the weight shift back, and immediately we know you're getting lobbed.
The back foot's the key, right? So for me, visually, when I see that weight load onto the back foot, that's when I know, uh-oh, topspin lob.
Yeah.
Again, though, I think one thing that really gives this away, you're still not seeing this open face with the continental grip, so maybe you're thinking, all right, there's not a lob coming. You're seeing a much abbreviated stroke for most players. I mean, my topspin lob looks nothing like my setup for my drive, right?
Yeah.
You can tell my weight's falling back. You can tell it's an abbreviated stroke that's dipping way lower underneath the ball. So again, I think if you're paying attention to the visual cues here, you will actually see these topspin lobs but before you get beat with them.
I think people out there, Scott, are going, you guys are crazy. None of us see what's happening with people's hands. I'm just worried about making the ball, right? So let's take it another step. What else can we add so that we can anticipate this? This is a visual cue,
For
right?
sure.
The other part that we're looking at is like, what did you do with your ball, right? So is your ball deep? Right? So the deeper the ball, you've got to ask yourself, what can your opponent do to hurt you?
Right.
90% of the time, it's going to be a lob, right? Here's something I want you to keep in mind, and a lot of my students fail to understand this, and then once they get it, they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't know that, is if the ball is short, they're not going to hit a topspin lob because you can't get up to a ball and then shimmy and fall back. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Yes, you can work through a slice lob, working through field, but that happens at a much higher level. Right? So once somebody's getting pulled into the short, if you hit a short angle approach, you got to worry about a short angle approach coming back. The likelihood of a lob diminishes.
For sure. And I think the biggest sort of flip-flop mindset here that we have to undo as coaches with our players is we always tell you to come in, hit aggressively, and come to the net. And I think a lot of players read that as I'm crushing an approach shot and I'm crashing that net. Remember, if you crush an approach shot deep, you're probably going to get a lob. So yes, we want you to close, but we don't want your nose on the net. We want you to anticipate a lob is coming, like when Nate said, if you do damage and you push them back. Think about what you do when you're on defense and somebody hits a really deep ball against you, you're going to lob.
So you're talking about the phases of anticipation.
For sure. We should probably cover that a little bit too, huh?
We'll just clarify it for you, right? So when we first start playing this game, from the very, very beginning, and it's a game that takes a long time to start mastering anticipation. But the first thing that we do is we react, right? Meaning I see the racket coming off the person's, I see the ball coming off the person's racket, and it's going to be short. I'm getting, it's a drop shot, run, right?
Yeah, I see and then I do, right?
I see, exactly. So it's the same thing with the lob, right? Where it's like, I see the ball going up, it's a lob, and all of a sudden we start to retreat. How come we didn't know that it was a lob in the first place? So we have to change the thinking. This is like good chess players, right?
Playing a couple moves ahead instead of just reacting.
I know what I'm doing, therefore I have a really good hypothesis on what you're doing as my opponent. So here's the example. I get a short ball and I hit a big heavy ball to your backhand in the corner, right? I don't have to see it. I know that I've done damage, especially if you have a weak backhand. Your only response is going to be a lob. So as I come in and hit my split step, I should be thinking, get sideways, look for this lob, look for the put away.
And I would even say steps here because that's like perfect situation. Good or okay tennis for me as a coach at the rec level would be I hit a big ground stroke, I see their racket face open up, so I adjust and know that the lob is coming. Great tennis would be the second that ball leaves my strings, I know I hit a huge approach shot, and I know, like what you just said, that a lob's coming. So that's the anticipation piece. Step one, if you're not there yet, get to the point where you can identify the racket face and adjust so you're not getting beat with the lob. Step two, you can almost sort of see the future with anticipation. Know that it's coming based off the shot you just hit and whether or not you did damage.
So this is really about changing the way you think, all right? And we're all guilty of this. I'd be lying to you all if I told you in a big moment in a match I got an approach shot and I wasn't thinking, just don't miss it. Right. Just make that ball, right? And that's where it's problematic because I'm just hitting this arbitrary shot. I don't really know where it's going, so I don't have anything to anticipate. So the way that you guys are going to practice this is that when you get an opportunity for offense, you're simply going to pick a target. And from there, you're going to start processing and getting it sooner what you expect is coming back.
The anticipation piece.
Just stop hitting and hoping. That's what we want to get away from.
For sure. Guys, I hope this video helps. Remember, here at Play Your Court, Nate and I just want to see you improve your game. Do us a favor, click the button or the link below, answer some questions for us about your specific skill level. This video is not for everybody. We need to know a little bit more about you and your specific skill level to send you the coaching that you need. So do us a favor, click the button, the link below, answer some questions for us, and we'll send you some custom video coaching that'll help you work on the things that you need help with.